Brakata Yahweh, 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 Brakata Yahweh. Let's give all praise to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh, by Hashem, Karkadash. Everyone to the apostles, great millstone, citation, our Akim and Aqua, pushing the truth, Shalom, 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 coming in. Yeah, the turn up, yeah, the push, to yeah, the hell. And as you can see, let the weak say, I am strong. Let me show y'all. It's a gravity China fires missile over Taiwan. Which we're gonna let it go. Right, we're gonna let this.
We shift our attention to another battleground, the Taliban Strait. China is going ballistic. It continues to punish Taiwan for hosting Nancy Pelosi. Here is the latest. Missiles are now literally flying over Taiwan, and China is expected to continue doing this till Sunday. With each passing day, they're raising the stakes. First, the military moves, now an economic strike. Today, China sanctioned Nancy Pelosi. It snapped diplomatic engagement with the United States. The Taiwan Strait has been militarized. What will Xi Jinping do next? That's what we'll discuss tonight. How China's plan for Taiwan is shaping up. First, the latest from the Chinese drills. Earlier this week, Beijing launched a range of operations. The Chinese military has encircled Taiwan. Rockets are now flying in every direction. Now look at this map. This is Taiwan, and these are 6 danger zones around the islands. We've been showing you this map all week. This is where the PLA is conducting drills. Missiles are flying from the mainland and they are landing in every corner. A few missiles went over Taiwan. They landed in Japan's exclusive economic zone, or what they call the EEZ. This area falls in Japan's jurisdiction. Think of it as Japan's sovereign territory. Chinese missiles are landing there. Tokyo has released an assessment. It says at least 5 missiles have landed in Japan's EEZ. And this, by the way, is the biggest ever military operation around Taiwan. Chinese bombers and fighter jets are in the air. Warships around Taiwan are conducting strikes. Chinese soldiers are practicing how to blockade the island. So how is Taiwan defending itself? This is what their president, Tsai Ing-wen, said today. I would like to emphasize that we will
So,
not escalate.
so as you can see, let the weak say, I am strong. Right? Because that's what's happening. Meanwhile, over here, Vocab Malone and the rest of the Coronis trying to figure out how they can have a question for the Israelites, and we got war brewing. So let me do this one first, Akins. This this Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty man. Let all the men draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your puny hilts into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And you're seeing that. You're seeing that happening with China, which is a part of the what you call it? I was just looking them up. The White Dragon Society. Because matter of fact, where my book at? Damn, it's downstairs. In the Trappist Institution book, we're speaking on how the Lee dynasty just broke off from the Rockefellers. And I was like equating that to the White Dragon Society. But you can see a transfer of power because the kingdoms, they around here thinking that they finna set up they new world order. But let's get that. This Psalms 2:1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The king of the earth set themselves together, and the rulers take counsels together against the Lord and against his anointed ones. And who are the anointed? The Israelites. See that? The anointed come from what? Crisco, which come from the Christians, which follow who? The anointed. Very simple Greek words and Latin that you got to go into. Imagine a vain things. The king of the earth set themselves And the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed one, saying, let us break their hands asunder and cast away their cords from us. And that's the small hats. That's vocab Malone. That's his job. That's why he coming in with all these wayward questions and doctrines, and he always able to pose a question. But then when we pose one, everybody act like it never happened. So we see what's going on, and the elders doing a hell of a job, right? So let me get one more for y'all. Get this Psalms 21:1 real quick, so we can talk about these kings a little bit. Where we at? Okay, Psalms 21:1. The king shall joy in thy strength, O Lord, and in thy salvation how greatly shall he rejoice. Thou hast given him his heart desires, and hast not withheld the require of his lips. Selah. For thou preventest him with the blessing of goodness. Thou settest a crown of pure gold on his head. He asketh life for thee, and thou givest it him even length of days forever and ever. Let me jump down to 9. It say, thou hand shall find out all thou enemies, because that's what we're going into now. Because the new world order is trying to formulate on what y'all see. That's why you see an old society trying to take out a new society. And who is the new society? Russia and China. Thou hand shall find out all thou enemies. Thou right hand shall find out all they that hate thee. And that's why I brought up vocab Malone. Thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thy anger. Thou Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. And you seeing the fire. See that? What's the fire? Them ICBM missiles. Because what did Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah said? Hold on, let me get it. We can get it better than we can talk. Yes, ma'am. Oh, Jeremy. Yeah. This hold on. Oh yeah. Just gotta hide up. Hold on. I can get it. Trust me. Easy, light work. Try to go back to the source. I think it's probably Isaiah. KJV. I created the Smith that blew up the code. KJV. I created the Smith that blew up the code. This Isaiah 54, and because Yahweh Bashim Yahushua set all this up. This Isaiah 54 and 16. Behold, I have created the Smith. And who is that? The destroyer of worlds. What's his name? Some Oppenheimer. I forgot the last name. The guy that created the ICBM missiles, which you see him flying over Taiwan now. It say, behold, nope, yeah, behold, I have created Isaiah 54 and 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. See that? And what's the waster? The ICBM missiles. So what was I at? So let's go back to Psalms 21 and 9. Thou shalt make them a fiery oven in thy time of thy anger. The Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. Thou fruit shall be destroyed from the earth. And what's the fruit? Your children. See that? Thou fruit shall be destroyed from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men. See that? Because it tell you in Daniel how the beast gonna try to clean themselves. Let me get it one to another, but you see it's falling apart. But just like the prophecy said that they was gonna try to clean themselves one to another, but they wasn't gonna be able to. Hold on, I gotta hold that 21. Real quick, I let that go. Bing, bing. See that precept upon precept, line upon line. Here a little, there a little. But this Psalms 2 and 40. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaking in pieces. And see, this prophetic. And this going into the Roman Empire 2,000 years ago, and the rebirth of the Roman Empire, which is America riding the beast. And the beast is NATO and EU with the economic system all rolled into one, 1945. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong. You have the pagan Roman Empire with the 7 heads and the 10 horns, you know what I'm saying, which the elders broke down beautifully. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaking in pieces and subdue all things. And as iron that breaketh all, these shall it break in pieces and bruise. And whereas thou sawest the feet and the toes, which is where we at now, part of potter's clay and part of iron. And me and the Akims went over how Russia itself, which is another part of the new order beast, helping out Germany that just sabotaged Nord Stream, all working together. Part of iron and kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it the strength of iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay, and as the toes and the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of man, meaning they're going to have reasons to do business and try to keep world peace and no reason to all destroy each other with these missiles that they all got. But for some reason, it's still moving forward, right? Because why? Let's see why. They shall mingle themselves with the seed of man, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. See that? They can't, they can't stop this. Which let me give you another little nugget. This Psalms that y'all don't understand, because y'all think it's free will around this motherfucker. No, the missiles flying for a reason. They ain't make like the elder apostle Tar said. They make the missiles to just throw them in the museum. This Proverbs, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah had them make them in Isaiah. What's that? 54, 16. The waste is to destroy. Oppenheimer said it. But this Proverbs 21 and 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water. See that? That's that water. See that? Putin mind. That's heart in the Hebrew is lav, your mind. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As a river of water, he turneth it whatsoever he will. See that? And ain't no stopping it. Ain't no stopping this now. So Daniel 2 and 44, and in those days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. Because see, y'all worried about everybody else, but we worry about what the scriptures say. That's why Vocab Malone got a problem with what's going on in the small house. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all this kingdom, and it shall stand forever. For as much as thou sawest the stone, which is the Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, because y'all don't get to learn to know that name, was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, which is a secular history. And in gold, the great God has made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter. And the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. And that's it. So y'all gotta deal with that. So Psalms 21 and 9, thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thy anger. The Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. Their fruit shall be destroyed from the earth, and their seed from among the children of man. For they intend evil against thee. See that? And that's what Jacob's trouble. A lot of y'all be like, Jacob's trouble? The fuck is that? That's all these laws in these insurrections. KJV, Jacob's trouble. It's Jeremiah 30. See, King Alpha plan. Look that up. That's Jacob trouble. See that? You Republicans finna come back in, take the House, the Senate. You know, they let you Israelites run wild. You know what I'm saying? Y'all seeing the economic breakdown, the lack of housing and so forth. They already did the what was we called it? Well, we called it, they called it. When they pulled back all the resources in like 2012, 2008 to be honest. Me and the Oculus was going, no 2012. We spoke about it a lot. What they called it? They got a certain particular name for it. Damn, I'm trying to get it. They called it austerity measures. See that? Look that up. And they've been having that going, meaning to cut back up funding for everything, for children, housing authority, everything. No resource for like give people tokens, food vouchers, all that cut off. Jeremiah 30 and 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. See that? So you'll be saved out of it, but it's the time of Jacob's trouble. That's why they set all the laws and everything to be to justify chaos out of order, because that's what you're witnessing in the streets now. That's why they got the purge law in Chicago that I've been telling everybody over here on the West Coast, and they like, oh, for real? You'll see the Edomites, because I work in a high class environment around Edomites who got money, and they owning property and building futures and shit, and they see what's going on. This Psalms 21 and 10. Their fruit shall be destroyed from the earth, and their seed from among the children of man. For they imagine, damn, I ain't even go. Well, yeah, I went to Jacob's trouble, so yeah, that's Jacob's trouble coming. For they intend evil against thee. They imagine a mischievous device. See that? What's the mischievous device? Metaverse. That whole what? RFID chip. That's where they going with that. Everything finna lead to this. What is it? Hold up. This Isaiah 36 and 6. And a lot of y'all already showed it when it came to the COVID. Because I know Israelites, which I ain't gonna put no name on it now, who I specifically told like what's going on, don't do that. And when trusting the shadow of Egypt, and it became their same. Isaiah 36, and now I'm the false prophet. Yeah, okay. Isaiah 36 and 6. Lo, thou trust in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt. For and if a man lean, it will go in his hand. That's that RFID chip. And pierce it, so is Pharaoh king of Egypt to all that trust in him, right? So let's jump. Why is y'all gonna trust in him? Easy. Revelation 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. See that? The life gonna be you doing these transactions and living in this world with that RFID chip. That the image of the beast shall both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast shall be killed. And it's coming again. Just like when they forefathers Christopher Columbus and Cortez Hernandez came over here into South Central America and they brought Christianity. What did they do? A great slaughter, period. Anybody that didn't worship, they doing the same thing. These are the children of the devil, the Edomites. And cause that many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. And that no man might buy or sell save he, and ain't no goddamn embargo. And ain't no Christianity. Say he that have the mark and the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it's the number of a man, and his number is 636. See that? So we understand that, and we see where it's going to take. Like, it's undeniable now. Like, you can't act like, oh well, no, get your ass out of here. That's why people at the job, they don't even bring it up no more. After I broke it down, they don't say nothing. It's Revelation 14:9, but we don't give a fuck because of this. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, for whatever reason you wanted to, that's on you. That's your salvation. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup mixture. Into the cup of his indignation, and shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angel and the presence of the Lamb, Yahweh himself. See that? And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever received the mark in his name. Here is the patience of the saints, and they that keep the commandments of the Lord, keep the commandments, and the faith of Jehovah Hashem Yahweh. See that? And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Right, blessed are the dead which died in the Lord from hereafter. Yea, say the Spirit, that they might rest from their labors, and their works do follow them. So you Akims out there, and you Aquas out there, just remember, we on the winning team. We got this truth. Hold on to it. Put them prayers up. And all praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah Ba'Shem, Rekar Another weekend. Let's get it. It's Friday. Let's go. Let's roll this weekend in so we get out here and prophesy on the highways like the elder said. Your ass got 10,000 views. It should be 10,000 camps on every street. And with that, shalom.